One of the moon's most surprising dangers is lunar dust. As everyone knows, sand gets everywhere even on Earth, but on the moon, it is downright hazardous. Lunar dust is as fine as flour, yet extremely rough. Thanks to this texture and the moon's low gravity, it clings absolutely everywhere. NASA has experienced numerous problems caused by moon dust. It has eroded astronauts' boots almost completely through and sandpapered their visors. It has traveled inside the ships with the spacesuits and caused moon hay fever in the poor astronauts that have inhaled it. It's thought that prolonged exposure to the stuff could even cause airlocks to fail and space suits to break down. And in case you were wondering, yes, of course, this devilish substance smells like spent gunpowder. Although the gravity on the moon is only 1/6 of that on Earth, moving on its surface is by no means an easy feat. Buzz Aldrin says, "The moon was actually an extremely difficult environment to move in. The spacesuits were clumsy and their feet sank in the moon dust for up to 15 centimeters, 6 in. Despite the low gravity, a person's inertia resistance to changes in movement on the moon is high, so things got difficult if they wanted to move fast or change directions. If the astronauts wanted to go any faster than slow walking, they had to move in clumsy kangaroo-like bounds. This presented another problem, because the terrain is full of craters and other tripping hazards. Where did the moon come from? The short answer is that we don't really know. However, science is able to hazard a few educated guesses. There are 5 main theories about the origin of the moon. The fission theory argues that the moon used to be a part of our planet that was separated at some very early point of Earth's history. This would make the moon part 2. What is currently the Pacific Ocean basin. The capture theory says that the moon was just wandering the universe until our gravitational field caught it. Other theories say our satellite was either condensed from a bunch of asteroids or the remains of Earth's collision with an unknown Mars-sized planet. Currently, the most likely candidate for the moon's origin story is the ejected ring theory, which is better known as giant impact theory. According to this version, a protoplanet, a planet that is forming, called Gaia, collided with Earth. The ensuing cloud of debris eventually condensed into the moon. The moon's effects on Earth and vice versa cannot be denied. However, its effects on humans remain a source of constant debate. Many believe that the full moon brings out the strangest behavior in people. Although science hasn't been able to offer conclusive proof about this, there is one thing science has been able to confirm, though. There's a very good chance that the moon could disturb our sleep cycle. According to a volunteer-based experiment by the University of Basel in Switzerland, the phases of the moon affect and disturb human sleep cycles in a clearly measurable way, and the absolute worst night's sleep is usually had during the full moon. If accurate, this find could very well explain the whole full moon madness theory. If no one can catch a good night's sleep during the full moon, it makes sense that time would see quite a lot more strange things than your average night. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin first walked the alien landscape of the moon, they soon made a jarring discovery. The shadows of the moon were far darker than those on Earth due to the lack of atmosphere. Everything the sun didn't shine directly on was pitch black. Once their foot stepped in a shadow, they could not see it anymore despite the fact that the sun was blazing in the sky. Although they soon found they could adjust to the shadows, the constant contrast between dark shadowy areas and sunny ones remained a challenge. Things got even stranger when they noticed that some of the shadows, namely, their own, had halos. They later learned eerie experience was caused by the opposition effect, a phenomenon that makes certain dark, shadowed areas appear surrounded by a bright aureole when they're viewed in a certain angle to the sun. The shadows of the moon caused mischief on many Apollo missions. Some astronauts found their maintenance tasks impossible because their own hands blocked out what they were doing, while others thought they were landing on a steep slope because of the deep shadows that seemed like a cavern.